Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. This is going to be the first video of the series called How to Master Noob Tycoon. I'm going to show you and tell you what the best troops are to use. So first, the basics. Heavy Death Soldier, that's your backbone. You're going to need that top tier unit. Overall, one of the best. Another troop you're going to need to use is the Elite Robot Railgunner. I recommend having bare minimum of at least 2 in a standard army. They have really good range, they can pierce through multiple enemies, and they have a big target detection, which I'll also tell how to avoid. I don't know if the thing I'm going to tell you can help you avoid anti-tank missilers. Maybe if someone tested that, then let me know. But then this can sound weird, but Elite Robot Soldier is just good to have. They're not exactly like the Heavy Death Soldier, where you can spam butt ton of them, mostly because they can be disabled really quickly. I have seen, though, that the Elite Robot Soldier is technically better than the Heavy Death Soldier. But yeah, having a few of these is good. And then having to use anti-tank missiler is something you really need. You also will need a stealth explosive noob and protector, just for like a standard army. So here's an example I have right here for troops. These troops are what I consider to be the standard, basically, for an army. And then for like extras, Elite Phantom Scout and Heavy Special Forces Sniper, or is just called Camo. Heavy Special Forces Soldier, aka Camo Soldier. Those are the troops that you're going to want to buy, and then if possible, and if your army needs it, use. And a cool thing with the Special Forces Sniper, the heavy one, it does ×3 damage to vehicles, which is really cool. Anyways, now to vehicles. Vehicles you need. I'm going to be completely honest, this whole entire row you need. I'm not currently using them just because I don't like using laser or railgun vehicles too often because of their weakness to the electricity noob. But these are solid. Heavy laser tank, you need that, is really good. Although it's more of a special type of unit with how it fires. And then cloaked tank, that's really good. Its range is the same as a standard, noob, aka soldier, which isn't exactly the best. It's better than, it being 250 or 230. And its DPS is really good. Heavy multi-rocket artillery, this is, I want to say, in a way, a gold standard to have an army. Unless you got something that's like way better. Armored fighting vehicle is super good. This thing, when not facing, like, obviously you notice they'll outclass it, like the heavy laser tank destroyer or maybe a railgun tank or something. This thing shreds normal infantry and then lighter vehicles. Next, this, I feel like it's been a backbone and will be for every single army, the battle tank. I have shown it in a video and it's been tested by other people. It is weaker than the railgun tank in raw damage. It is overall better. Its explosion distance and range is big enough to delete Heavy Death Soldier squads. Okay, now here comes interesting stuff. Hear me out. Heavy self-propelled artillery. This thing is the GOAT, especially for a super sweaty army setup. It has a huge explosion distance, and it does pretty good damage for a single shot shell. This thing also deletes crowds and will delete most things as long as they are not tanky units. I cannot describe how powerful this thing is if used right. And then it has a special ability called Shockwave, and it can make your normal troops, like humanoids, dizzy. So if you, let's say, kill a Heavy Death Soldier, I believe it'll make them dizzy when they revive. I might be wrong, but I believe that's how it is. Laser tank. Now here comes that little thing I was talking about earlier, how to avoid the big target range. Thanks to one of the commenters, after I argued with them for a little bit because I didn't know any better. I'm sorry, by the way. You were right. Anything with armored, heavy, or is like just a standalone vehicle like the battle tank is going to get shot by the big target acquisition thing for the snipers. The ones that don't are the normal variants, aka the laser tank. So anything that is just a normal or light, I believe, cannot be shot, minus the cloak tank. Then what surprisingly still works is the missile tank destroyer vehicles. This whole entire lineage is actually pretty good. I recommend using them if you can't afford the battle tank or railgun tanks. They're really good. I don't recommend heavy supply vehicle. I've been seeing a lot of stuff like people using them. It's a passive thing and your troops have to be really close to it. Do not recommend using this. And then for super noobs, elite noob flamethrower, elite super soldier, elite electricity noob, and elite poisoner. These are the noobs you want. These are the super noobs you want. They're old variants, some may work. Do not use the noob flamethrower, the old one. That is not exactly good. And the poisoner and electricity noob are the best things you got. Man the juggernaut. But once you evolve them and get the elite variants, the other ones I mentioned are better. Air vehicles, you really want light laser gunship plane and then rocket helicopter. If you can't afford any of these top tier units, by the way, don't get heavy gunship plane unless, you know, you're probably going to have to anyways get the light laser gunship plane, but don't use a heavy gunship plane. If you can't afford any of those more spendy units, just use a rocket helicopter and heavy helicopter and you're just good to go. For ships, stop using heavy battle carriers. I've been seeing a lot of people using them, putting them in armies. They are not good. First of all, they're slow, their HP can get shredded really easily, their drones do absolutely nothing, and their damage per second is meh. If you miss a guy destroyer, use this, and if possible, only use this. It is literally the best boat ever. Its HP is on the lower side. Its range is incredible. Its DPS per second is really good for its range. In fact, it has more DPS than the heavy battle carrier. And don't ever use heavy aircraft carrier unless you're in PvE or like a daily challenge. Even then, PvE is risky because they got boats they spawn to attack you. And next is heavy battleship. I don't recommend you using this one too often. Mostly PvE stuff, rarely ever PvP. Heavy missile boat. This is why you never want to use heavy battleship. Its damage per second is already huge, so just times that by 3. That's going to be a big number, and that's going to shred that heavy battleship in seconds. So yeah. Then the deal with submarines, by the way, don't use submarines unless a person does not have anything with stealth detection, like the heavy destroyer, which is a must-have. You must have it in your army, and the only scenario you will ever take it out for is when the person is not using submarines at all and have ships that require a large amount of DPS to kill. So yeah, this is a general army I recommend. You know, I don't know how well it'll work. You can go test it. But yeah, those are the troops that you need to have and mostly use. You can't use all of them because you don't have that many slots, but you need to find a way to incorporate them properly so that they synergize really well and can, you know, win. But anyways, that is the video. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and also make sure to check out the other video I made called Army Battles. Anyways, thank you for watching. Bye.